Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Culture Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh, yeah! Fuck!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Round 21 Team of the Week, plus the NRL Round 21 recap. And as always, joining me on Monday evenings for the Team of the Week and the recap, it is the great man himself all the way from beautiful Taree. It is Nathan B. Moore, a.k.a. the Big Man. Nathan, how are you, bro?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you and how is everyone in the live chat? I hope everyone is doing okay as usual. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to Nick's channel. Help him support the channel as always. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down and dirty with this.
Oh, mate, it's going to be a good one. And I'll tell you what, I've got to cut back on these killer pythons, man. They are just, oh, mate, it's like I've got some sort of craving about them at the moment. I'm into them. I'm obsessed.
They're so good, aren't they?
Mate, there's nothing better than sitting back watching the footy on a Friday night or a Super Saturday or a Sunday arvo, and you've got your can of Coke and you've got your killer pythons. It's just a fantastic time. But hope you guys are all doing well on this beautiful Monday evening. It is 6:27 p.m. And as always, we're here for the Team of the Week and the Round 21 recap. Hello to the chat. We got Will, Liam Pritchard, Jim the Chooks fan, Viking King. We got Hosea XCL. Am I late? No, mate, just in time, actually. Jason Reader, of course. And hello, everyone that is arriving. I hope you guys are all doing well this evening. Nathan, my friend, how was your weekend, bro? And how about your Knights getting over the Storm on the weekend? How about that?
Oh, mate, I'm going to save it to when we actually do talk about the game, but it's bottling. I can't contain my excitement for that longer. It's just, I got to save it to when we actually do talk about the game. But, just unbelievable weekend. It was an absolute perfect weekend.
Yeah, look, I had a great weekend as well. Actually, on Saturday there,
Roosters Titans.
On Saturday there, I went up to the Gold Coast, watched the Titans and the Roosters, caught up with Hainsey. That was great. Obviously, he was leading the Chook Pen. That was fantastic. To see the Chook Pen in action like that was absolutely outstanding. I know a lot of people bag the Roosters a lot about them not traveling. Well, gee, I don't know about that, man. I mean, they had a very good fan base and a very good crowd there on Saturday. They definitely came out. So that was good. But no, it was a very good weekend of footy. And also, I just want to let everyone know quickly before we get into the Team of the Week, this Sunday at CPAR Super Stadium on the Gold Coast, I will be attending the Titans versus Cowboys game. I will be there in attendance on Sunday on the Gold Coast, getting around the Cowboys, getting around the lads, hopefully to make it 7 wins in a row. I'll be there with Warriors, NRL Fanatics, who's going to be there as well. Obviously, the Warriors have got the bye this weekend, so I've invited my good friend Fanatics to come up and watch the game, and I believe the King will be there as well. So it's a big event this weekend.
All right, that's awesome, man. That's incredible. Shout out to Warriors NRL Fanatics as well.
Yeah,
top bloke he is.
And shout out to the King as always. All right, absolutely. Let's get into the Team of the Week, shall we, mate? We'll start with you. What's your Round 21 Team of the Week?
I will say, though, Jim, the Chooks fan, you kind of spoiled it a little bit who my fullback is. But yes, my fullback is James Tedesco. My wingers are Sammy Valame from the Cowboys and Brian Toto from the Panthers. My centers, Katoni Staggs from the Broncos, as well as Zach Lomax from the Dragons. Halfback, I've gone with Tom Dearden from the Cowboys. 5'8", Tom Dearden from the Cowboys. Head explosion. Halfback, Daly Cherry Evans from Manly. The forwards, Jared Waweya-Hargreaves from the Roosters and Payne Haas from the Broncos. My hooker, I've gone with Lachlan Croker from the Seagulls, which might surprise a few people. Second row is Tyson Frizzell from the Knights and Egan Butcher from the Roosters. And my lock is Isaiah Yeo from the Panthers. The interchange reads Nat Butcher, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, Patrick Harrigan, and Tohu Harris.
Holy shit, we got a different team this week. Wow. Very different. We got a lot different.
Right.
I think we got maybe 3 or 4 players the same. We don't have many.
Right, okay. And yeah, Mike's. Yeah.
What in the fuck? Apologies about that. Microphone wants to shit the bed. Okay, we'll start again. My team of the week goes by this. Fullback, Kalen Ponga. On the wings, Sammy Valame and Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. In the centers, we got Katoni Staggs and the Rango Man, Tyrone Peachy in the centers as well. In the halves, we got Tom Dearden and Sean Johnson. Front row, Lindsay Collins and Adam Fanil Blake. Dummy half, Phoenix Crossland from the Newcastle Knights. Egan Butcher and one of my favourite back rows in the NRL, Scotty Sorensen on that left edge. Lock forward, Jake Trbojevic. He just doesn't miss tackles. He's just a machine. And on the bench, Scotty Drinkwater, Big Matt Lodge, Jason Taumalolo, and from the Knights, Matt Croker. Bit of a wild card.
Hey, local boy too.
Great. It was great in the weekend as well. That's my team of the week. Nathan, what do you think?
Yeah, very, very nice. As you said, a lot of players that we've got different, but hey, look.
There was so many to choose from, though. That's the thing.
I was so close to picking Matt Lodge. I thought he had a great debut for the Sea Eagles.
Mate, I'm going to go out on a limb and say if Matt Lodge doesn't play the way he did against Cronulla, Manly probably don't win that game. So I thought he was phenomenal on the weekend. We'll get into the recap in just a moment, but we'll start with the coach of the round and the player of the round. Coach of the round's tough. Tough.
Oh, mate.
You got guys like Trent Robinson, Adam O'Brien that come to mind. Kevin Walters is probably a good shout as well. Even Anthony Seibold. So there's 4 or 5 guys there you can choose from. Who's your coach of the round, Nathan?
Man, I'm so torn. It's either Trent Robinson or Adam O'Brien for me. But look, I'm going Adam O'Brien. I mean, Trent Robinson, smashing a 5-game losing streak. Few people gave the Roosters a chance to beat the Titans, me included. The Roosters absolutely demolished them.
Yeah, I picked the Roosters.
But, look, it's probably biased, but I don't think anyone really was expecting Newcastle to beat the Melbourne Storm. Yeah. So,
well done to Newcastle. Good on them.
I'll talk about that game a bit later on. But yeah, look, my coach of the round, I got to go with Adam O'Brien.
I'm going to go with Trent Robinson simply because if you had told me going into the game on the weekend between the Titans and the Roosters that the Roosters would lead 30-0 at halftime, I would have said, are we playing Rugby Live 4 or are we watching a different game? Because the Roosters' form this season hasn't been 30-0 at halftime. And look, on paper, you'd expect the Roosters to win 30-0 on paper. But on paper doesn't mean anything. Considering how both teams have been going this year, especially the Roosters, you wouldn't have expected it. I think most tipsters were very split on the Titans-Roosters game. It was very 50-50. There was a lot of people tipping the Titans, especially at the Gold Coast there. So, look, I think with the way the Roosters attacked and the way they played in the weekend, I think Trent Robinson deserves the coach of the round.
Fair. That is very fair. If the Storm beat the Knights on the weekend, I would have went with Trent Robinson as well. But
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And player of the round, well, I'm not sure which way you're going to go here, but I'm going to go with Tony Staggs. I thought he was outstanding on Friday night against South Sydney. He absolutely gave it to Isaiah Tass. I thought Staggs was phenomenal on the weekend. He had a huge game. So I'm giving Staggs the player of the round.
Yeah, look, I'm the same with you. I think Tony Staggs
Really?
is my yeah.
Wow,
he was
surprised.
insanely good. This was probably his best game
Of
for
the
the
season?
Broncos this year.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
it was fantastic.
All right, let's get into the recap now. We're going to go back to Thursday night. The old poo slinger, the
Spoon Bowl.
The Spoon Bowl game. Look, I don't think we'll spend too long on the shit games, Nathan. We'll get through these fairly quickly. Dragons 18, Tigers 14. Look, I thought the Dragons deserved the win. I thought the Tigers were very lucky to be leading at halftime, but once the Dragons got their shit together, they were able to overcome the Tigers, and they got it done. So, well done to the Dragons, right?
Yeah. Going in this game, I had the Dragons to beat the Tigers 1-12.
So did I.
And I will say Jerome Buller has been a great prospect for the Tigers all season. And Junior Tupou was really good as well. But look, I think the Dragons, like Ben Hunt and Junior Ramon being there, Zach Lomax had a really good game. They definitely got him over the line.
Yeah, look, I think the Tigers were pretty lucky because the Dragons were out to, 12-4 at one point, and they looked like they were going to go on with it. And then I think there was a sin bin. I think it might have been professional foul on Sloan or someone. Amone, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Sloan. It was a sin bin. I think it was Sloan. I can't remember exactly who it was. And then the Tigers, they ended up getting him in front. And the Tigers didn't deserve the halftime lead, but they had it. And the Dragons had to find a way to get it back. And it took them a while. It took them up to the last 17 minutes to do so. And they got back in the game and they took the lead and they ended up winning the game. They nearly lost it at the end, but they got it done in the end. So well done to the Dragons. The Tigers, look, they're trying hard, but it's just not working. They've got no halves. They'll probably go back to back wooden spoon as the Tigers.
It definitely does seem that way, and it definitely looks like it will happen, which for Tigers fans, I do feel for you. And hopefully next year it's a lot better.
Well, let's go to the next game. Warriors and Knights. Now, for me, this is the game of the round. This was outstanding. Now, we know Canberra came back with him very late. They scored that try with 2 minutes to go, a minute 30 to go. Then they scored on the full-time siren. But even before Canberra had that mad late comeback, this game was high quality. Warriors and Raiders, 21-20, Golden Point, Sean Johnson. Oh, what more can I say about him? How good's he going at the moment?
This was such an entertaining game, man. Canberra basically did the reverse of what they normally do.
Yep.
I mean, I do feel for the Raiders. Do I feel like they definitely deserve to win it? But I love the Warriors, man. They were too good, and they're so entertaining to watch. They're such an entertaining team, and they're definitely my favorite team to watch play footy this year.
Besides your beloved Newcastle Knights.
Oh, yeah. But, man, the entertainment that the Warriors bring is just insane. But, this was just a bloody good game.
Look, I think the Warriors do deserve a little bit of criticism, to lead 20-10 and then to allow Canberra to come back like that in the last minute and a half or whatever it was, minute 30 to go. They got to fix that up quickly because if Jared Croker kicks that goal, Canberra win, and all we're talking about tonight is that the Warriors choked a 10-point lead with a minute and a half to go, and everyone's calling the Warriors frauds, pretenders, and all that sort of stuff. So I am very glad the Warriors got away with it. I was shitting it because my multi, I nearly ruined it. I would have been very upset. Lucky for me, they won, so I was able to get my multi up. But this was a great game. But I'll tell you what is frustrating for Canberra. They scored 4 tries to 3, but lost the game.
Yeah.
Ricky Stewart must be disappointed with that. Like there's nothing worse than scoring more tries than the other team, but you still lose. But that must annoy it. That must annoy you.
Absolutely.
Do you think the Warriors are a legit chance of winning this premiership? I know no one's going to go out and say that because obviously you got the Panthers, the Broncos, and the Melbournes and all these sort of teams. But do you think the Warriors can compete with those sort of sides?
Oh, look, on their day, yeah, they could. It's, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they haven't beaten the Broncos. They haven't beaten Melbourne. They haven't beaten
My only
Penrith.
concern.
I mean, on their day, they could. On their day, they really could. But, look. I would love to see it happen, but at the moment, it's a maybe. I think the Panthers, it's their comp to lose. The Broncos are a really good chance. Melbourne, I'm even questioning a little bit now with the loss.
I am too.
But, I think the Warriors, even the Cowboys. I actually do think the Cowboys are a bit of a chance to win the premiership. But, look, Warriors. Yes, I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say no as well.
I think the only negative for the Warriors is they haven't beat a top team this season. I get they have beaten the Sharks and the Raiders, but with all due respect to those two teams, Sharks are the biggest frauds going, and they're not even going to make the 8, in my opinion. And Canberra, they're good, but they're not like a great established top team. It's going to be interesting. They were robbed against the Storm on Anzac Day. I won't forget that. They had Melbourne beat, so I'll give them that. But obviously, they did push Penrith at Magic Round, and they were pretty poor against the Broncos when they played them. So look, it's going to be interesting to see how the Warriors do shape up here. But it was a gutsy win. They nearly lost it, but Sean Johnson got them home with that field goal, and good on the Warriors. I hope they keep it up. I love watching the Warriors play this year. They're a great team to watch. Their solid footy is good, and I hope they finish top 4. I really do.
They're the team I want to see win the premiership.
Yeah. If the Cowboys don't go there, like if we get knocked out, then I hope the Warriors do it. I really do.
Absolutely.
I really do. Anyway, let's move on to the other game, and this game was disappointing. Rabbitohs and Broncos. Broncos 36-20 over South Sydney at the Sunshine Coast. Look, first half, this game was pretty good. But second half, the error count from both teams got ridiculous. This game had a lot of hype as game of the round, game of the year. Did not live up to it, unfortunately. South Sydney are now out of the 8, bro. Are you worried about South, or do you think they'll be fine?
They'll probably be fine. I mean, they were missing Latrell Mitchell and Tavita Tatala, but then again, you can only play what's in front of you.
And the Broncos are missing Flagler and Jordan Ricky as well. So
they were missing quite a few.
Yeah.
Look, the errors from South Sydney really did hurt their chances in the second half. Brisbane capitalised on them very well. I think South will be fine. I think they're going to be all right. But, I think the road to the top 4 has gone a lot tougher now for the Rabbitohs.
I've got a prediction, and I'm going to go on record and say this. So I want, all you guys can screen record this and put this on the Instagram stories. We're going into round 22 this weekend. the season ends at round 27. In my opinion, the South Sydney Rabbitohs will not lose another game in the regular season. They're about to go on a winning streak.
Well, man, they've got Latrell back, and that's going to be a massive inclusion.
Their run home is pretty good. They are playing a few bottom teams in the Tigers, the Dragons. They've got a couple of tough games against the Knights and the Sharks, who I think South Sydney should be able to defeat. They do play the Roosters last round, which I expect them to beat the Roosters. And they play someone else in there that I'm not 100% sure they play. I'm trying to remember who they play. They play someone else. But in all seriousness, I don't think South Sydney will lose another game until the finals.
It could well be that way. As I said, Latrell Mitchell back is a massive inclusion.
Huge.
But yeah, I guess time will tell.
Yep. They'll probably put 30 on the Tigers this weekend because the Tigers have got nothing. But look, back on this game. Look, the Broncos were very good in the second half. They played this game really well. Reece Walsh was a handful. Staggs was a handful. Reynolds' kicking game was outstanding. South Sydney just made too many stupid errors. And look, I think Souths will be okay. I think they'll, I think they're about to go. They're about to go on a streak. They are literally about to go on a streak, man. They are playing a few shit teams in the next couple of weeks. I think they're going on a run here. Broncos, they're looking good, aren't they?
Oh yeah, as I said, them and Penrith are the teams to beat, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the next game. Titans and Roosters. Roosters 36-18. Now, don't let the scoreline fool you so much. It was 30-0 at halftime, and then it was 36-0 at one point, and the Titans got a couple of late tries there in the last 15 minutes or so when it was just too late. Gee, the Roosters were dominant, weren't they? It's about time they showed up. Where's this been all season?
First of all, as you had the best seat in the house, and I did watch a vlog as well. It was very good. Shout out to both Hainsey and Jim, the Chooks fan, too.
Oh, I love Jim. What a great guy. Great guy.
Awesome cameos. Hainsey basically put this, and I share the same sentiment as him. Where has this been from the Roosters all year?
It's the $1 million question that we're all asking. Why has it taken the Roosters this long to get it together?
This is the best I've seen them play since round 3.
Against South. Yeah.
And they clicked. They were insanely. I'll admit, I did tip the Gold Coast. I did tip the Titans before the game. I am regretting what I've done now. But man, the Roosters, how good for their fans that they've finally clicked. James Tedesco, brilliant game. Definitely the man of the match. But the two players.
Egan Butcher on that left edge was a nightmare, man. He was splitting them all game.
I was going to say him and Nat Butcher, in my opinion, they are the next captains of the club. They are the next leaders.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I think my biggest problem with the Roosters is I think they've left it too late. I think with their run home, I think they've got a couple of really tough games. I think the game against the Broncos on Thursday night, that's a huge game. That is must win. They have to win that game. They do have a couple of games against bottom teams. They do play the Tigers. They do play the Dolphins. They should win those games, but everything else is going to be very interesting.
If they beat Brisbane, this top 8, it's just going to be buckle up. I got to say, buckle up, Nick, because it's going to be a wild ride.
Mate, the top 8's crazy right now, from 6th to fucking 14th. Who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
Who the hell knows? But look, the Gold Coast were poor, bro. I don't know what happened. To the Gold Coast. Their defense was all over the place. But you know what? I said this the other week, and I'm going to stick with it. This is what happens when you don't start Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell is the Gold Coast Titans' best fullback. But
he's the future of the club.
You want to put Brimson at fullback, leave Campbell on the bench. waste of time, bro. You got to start Jaden Campbell at fullback.
starting.
It might be best to put Brimson maybe in the halves with Foran and Tanner Boyd off the bench. Tanner Boyd doesn't even deserve to be dropped for me, but I don't know what they're going to do, bro, because like they got to work it out because Jaden Campbell needs to be starting, bro.
He's the future of the club. He's their best prospect coming out of that system in a long time.
Him and Khan Pereira.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But yeah, Roosters, they're going to have to win again against the Broncos this weekend, which is going to be very tough. So, big game for the Roosters Thursday night. If they win, then there's still a chance at this. But if they lose, they might as well just book their flights to Bali now.
I don't get the trip to Bali, but anyway.
I'm not going near Bali. I don't trust the joint. Let's go to the middle game. We'll Super Saturday. I didn't see a lot of this. I just went back and watched the highlights the other day. Newcastle 26, Melbourne 18. Melbourne were all over Newcastle, and then Newcastle got back in it, and then Tarek Sims decided to go crazy and get that cheap shot on Jackson Hastings. I don't know why he did that. And then Newcastle scored 3 tries in the space of like 6 minutes. Nathan, Kalen Ponga leads Newcastle to victory.
I have a lot to talk about this. I've been saving this for a very, very long time.
Floor's yours, brother. Go for it.
This is the game that changes the culture and changes the mindset of the Newcastle Knights. This is the game where the belief in the Knights starts to come in. Adam O'Brien has just secured his job from 2024 onwards based off this performance. 12-0, Melbourne were at 12-0. We all thought, okay, it's going to be another one of those, But Newcastle, they were pretty strong in that 12-0. They were strong. I wasn't expecting what would come after that. Bang, Lachlan Fitzgibbon scores. Matt Croker scores an insane try in the second half. The defensive effort from us was just outstanding. Kalen Ponga playing like $1 million player like he should be. Jackson Hastings and Tyson Gamble. They've been clicking since the game against the Bulldogs. Lachlan Fitzgibbon, another great player. Tyson Frizzell, man. Unbelievable. I'm so glad he's recommitted with us for the next couple of years. And, oh my Lord, man. I've got really no words to really describe how bloody happy I am and how bloody proud I am of the boys. I dare say it, we are an absolute dark horse for the top 8 after this. We are an absolute dark horse. We could make it. And I believe we could.
Yeah, use a shot. I mean, if you can beat Melbourne, then the teams that you play at the back end, you could knock them off. I think Souths are probably the only team that's in front of you that you play, right?
We've got Raiders next week.
Raiders.
We've got Canberra next week. I can't remember who we got after. I think we've got the Dolphins in Perth.
That's right, yep.
And then 24, we've got the Doggies at home. Then we've got the Bunnies at home. Then the Sharks at home. And then the final game, we've got St. George. So it is a pretty favourable run. But you also got to remember too, we beat the Warriors. I know they beat us in New Zealand, but we beat them later in the year. We almost beat Penrith, a full-strength Penrith team, by almost a point. We took them the golden point, and we almost beat Brisbane up at Suncorp.
Yep.
There is so much belief in this team. There is so much potential in this team, and I really hope that they can see how, what they can do. Look, as I said, I could go on for more, but I know, let's actually talk about the game and that before. Melbourne, man.
Do you think Melbourne are in trouble?
There's question marks on the top 4 now. Like, these are the type of games that the Melbourne Storm should be winning.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Look, I'll be honest, I haven't been convinced a lot with the Melbourne Storm this year.
Man.
I mean, Munster's been great. Jerome Hughes, Harry Grant's been good. And Justin Olam, but like, other than that, it's just
They're predictable, bro. They're predictable.
They're so predictable.
Melbourne do the same plays they do all the time. It's like, all right, Harry Grant, all right, Munster at first receiver, left foot step, right hand fend, back on the inside. It's the same thing all the time. Oh, yeah, we're going to go left. We're going to do a block play for Olam, and we're going to try and find Warbrick in the corner or Xavier Coates. And I think Melbourne have just become a very predictable team. Their plays are really easy to work out.
And teams are starting to figure that out.
Yeah. Nick Meaney's been good, but he isn't at Pappenhausen. Nick Meaney's been solid. Look, I also believe Melbourne's middle forwards are very very breakable, very easy to break down.
Oh yeah,
Christian Welsh is getting old.
Yeah, I wonder Christian Welsh.
Getting on.
How do they lose to the Knights team, eh? I wonder how they lost to him, eh? No, it was a good sport. He was a good sport in the end, but oh man, it just feels so bloody good to beat Melbourne, especially because I think a lot of people know that Melbourne Storm is my least favourite team, and every time we beat the Melbourne Storm and seeing all the Melbourne Storm fans cry on social media, it just brings a massive warmth to my heart. And, it feels so good, and I hope they continue to cry a little more. But anyway, I will not go on anymore because I will be put up on a cross for all eternity down in Melbourne. But anyway.
Let's move on to the other Super Saturday game. Cowboys 24, Eels 16. The scoreline didn't reflect the game at all. The Cowboys were a lot more dominant than 24-16. It was 24-4. And then I think we just got tired towards the end. We had a few injuries. Obviously, we lost Nanai. And
that's huge.
Griffin name failed at HIA. So we only had like 2 players left on the bench. Everyone was tired. Cowboys. We're on a roll. Yes. That's 6 in a row now. We're on a roll, man. On a roll.
If you told me this 2 months ago that the Cowboys are just going to go on a massive charge and be in the finals, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But look where we are now. Scott Drinkwater has been absolutely instrumental with the way you guys have been performing. Tom Dearden has been outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Valemei, man.
How good's
ever since he came in.
How good's he been going? Sammy Valemei has been absolutely outstanding.
Oh, he's been insanely good.
Just quickly, we got a donation here from Viking King. $10 super chat. 2023 grand final, Panthers versus Warriors or Broncos and Raiders. Well, I don't think any of them are impossible. They're all in the top 8, in the top 6, so it's all a chance. But Viking King, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. But look, I think the thing with the Cowboys, the thing that impresses me with us is we're not a one-man team. We're not playing like a one-man team. We all we play as a team. We don't play as an individual. Like you see some teams, they rely heavily on the one player to stand out and get that part of their job done. It's a team effort with us. We have so many strike weapons on the field. Like Drinkwater's obviously probably the most important player for us. Tom Dearden, very important. And then you look at our strike edge back rowers, Nanai, Leilua, Lukey's coming back this weekend, I believe. Cotter.
Huge in for you guys.
Cotter's almost the best forward in the game at the moment. He's very close. Tamala off the bench. You got Val Holmes and Talangi on one edge, Valemei on the other. There's a lot of strike in the Cowboys, and the streak's looking good, man. Like 6 in a row. I'm very happy with 6 in a row. I want to win again this weekend. Make it 7. We're just playing good footy.
You're in a good chance for the 7 in a row. And Jim, the Chooks fan, pointed out in the chat as well, your depth is just insane at the moment.
Nanai's out for 4 to 6 weeks. In comes Hillam Lukey back from his injury, so it's great timing.
Oh, nothing really changes then, I guess.
And then you've got that young full off the bench, Finney Fuiaki. I mean, how good's he been? He could be anything.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And you know what? Even if you wanted to, we could keep the same bench this weekend. Just start Ruben Cotter in the back row, put Granville to 13, and bring in Tanua Brown or Riley Price on the bench. It's covered.
100%.
Depth is covered. Or Jajeski, whoever comes in, we just got the depth. Nanai is a big blow, but look at the guys that come in. It's just the depth is insane.
Exactly. I think Cowboys fans shouldn't have to worry too much about the loss of Jeremiah Nanai.
No, we should be fine. But, bro, Parramatta, look, I don't think they were horrible. I just don't think their attack was working as it normally would. They had their chances, bro. When Val Holmes got sin bin, Parramatta had a 13 on 12 advantage for 10 minutes, and they didn't score a single point.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not saying the Eagles are falling off. I've
got a tough run home.
Oh yeah,
they need to win this weekend. They got Melbourne this weekend because if South Sydney win against the Tigers and Para lose, I think Para are out of the 8. So it's very big. And look, I guess the other thing as well with Parramatta is they had a really good last 10 minutes against us, but it was too late. It was just too late for them. Anyway, up the Cowboys, 6 in a row. Hopefully we can make it 7 this weekend against the Gold Coast. Big game.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Sunday. We won't spend too long on these ones. Penrith 44, Bulldogs 18. This game was absolute shithouse. I turned it off at one point. I couldn't watch it. It was horrible. It was terrible. The Bulldogs showed some guts in the second half, but once again, Penrith, they were only in second gear, bro. They didn't really give too much of a shit. They wanted a good start. They got it. And then they were in cruise control, bro. Bulldogs were terrible.
Oh, yeah. They were just that first half was just insane from Penrith.
The scoreline could have been much worse.
Oh, yeah. All the music were finally tuned in the first half. Second half, as you said, the Bulldogs, very gutsy, they showed a bit of heart in the second half, but the damage was already done. So good win for the Panthers, and first for the Bulldogs, still more questions.
Yeah, Panthers were very good. You know, the Rango Martin was at his absolute best in the centres. Ty on the wing was very good. Cleary's return was very strong. But yeah, look, the Panthers, it was just another one of their performances. Another very typical Panthers win. Dominant. They'll be a little bit annoyed with the Bulldogs scoring a couple late tries, I reckon. But you know what? They dominated. They didn't really give a shit towards the end, I don't think. They just had a very nice win, and they got a big game against the Sharks this weekend, who are desperate, which we'll get to in a moment. But do you think Penrith will end up as minor premiers?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Brisbane are going to drop a game eventually. What that game is, I don't know. But yeah. Look, I think it's Penrith's comp to lose. I mean, Brisbane are probably the biggest threat for the title. But yeah, look, as I said,
I think the only times Penrith have to leave Penrith again this year is the Gold Coast game at Seabus and Brookvale. Parramatta and Melbourne might give them a game when they play down there, but I don't know if anyone else is going to go down there and beat them.
Parramatta probably. Melbourne, I don't know. I just can't see it.
We'll see. Anyway, on to the final game of the round. Cronulla versus Manly. This game was fucking crazy. Manly led 24-0 at halftime. Then they led 30-0. The Sharks came back and Manly won 30-26. What a fucking crazy ending.
If only Will Kennedy had just passed it, Cronulla probably would have
kicked
smashed
it.
it.
All he had to do was pass it or kick it.
But, oh, mate. I just want to say a few things to a couple of players. The first one is Matt Lodge. He had an awesome debut.
How good was he?
For the Seagulls. And the second one is Daly Cherry Evans, mate. This was just his game. He is having his best season in such a long time.
DCE.
I mean, man, not Melbourne, bloody Manly are just, their season's still alive. Their season is still alive. Cronulla, man, there's a lot of question marks.
I told you what's going to happen with the Sharks.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can go back to my what round was it? That Tigers? Was it round 17? What round was it? It was fucking like a month ago.
I think it was during Origin.
Round 19.
Yeah.
Round 19, Thursday Night Football review, me and TJC Sports. I said in the review that the Sharks were going to miss the top 8. Ever since that's happened, they haven't won a game. They've now lost their last 2, and they're in all sorts. They lost to the Warriors by plenty, and they lost to Manly at home. Cronulla this weekend have to play Penrith. They will not be beating Penrith. And I think I said it in my ladder prediction as well. My ladder predictor that I did a few weeks ago that they're going to miss the 8. Well, I look like $1 million at the moment. I look like a genius. They're in all sorts of Sharks.
It is very much looking like it right now, and I just don't know. I don't know what the issue is at the Sharks at the moment. I just don't know what's going on.
Attitude, discipline, and terrible defense.
Oh yeah, Crayford's
their left edge defense that had Braden Trindle, that Jesse Guy, Connor Tracy, and Ronaldo on the weekend was absolutely putrid. That defensive side, dropping Matt Moylan and Talakai, I questioned it. I said, I understand they might want to drop Moylan because of his form, but to drop your 5'8" this time of the season, they've stuck solid with Moylan for the whole year. But because Moylan's in a bit of a form slump and we're not that far away from finals football, and the Sharks decide to drop their 5'8" right now, well, that's what the hell happens. That's what happens. Look what happened on the weekend. Their defense on that side made no difference. They put Trindle in there. It was the same fucking problem. Same problem. Dropping Moylan for Trindle made no difference. None at all.
Yeah.
Trindle and Hines is not going to work. They're too similar. Trindle's not a 6. Trindle's a 7. Hines is a 7. So it ain't going to work. Who's the running half? You can't expect Nico to do it all himself. So, look, as bad as form Moylan was in, you might as well just throw him back in there. Moylan needs to be the number 6.
Absolutely.
Get him back in there. They were horrible, the Sharks. They made a nice late comeback, but they didn't deserve to win. They were down 30-0, and they could have won at the end, but they didn't, and they're in trouble, the Sharks.
Yeah, man.
And look,
I just don't know what's Cronulla just. I feel for their fans. I do feel for their supporters, but oh man, bloody hell! Just
This is not me hating on the Sharks. The Sharks are a very good run club. They've got a lot of quality players in their team. But I told everyone that this was going to happen. I told everyone this is going to happen, and it's happening as we speak. They are playing Penrith Saturday night at Penrith. That is the biggest game of the year for the Sharks, without a doubt. Big game. They'll probably lose to Penrith, but they got to show something, man, because that first half yesterday was disgusting. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plans out for them. But as for Manly, well done to Manly. I knew they'd be fired up for this. It's a rivalry game, battle of the beaches. I knew Manly would be up for this, but they almost lost it, bro. They almost blew it.
Yep. 100%.
What'd you make of Jake Trbojevich's defense? I thought he was outstanding. He did not miss a single tackle.
Brilliant. He's brilliant. He's a leader. I think, if Manly lost Tom, it sucks for them, but they can still go on. If they lost Jake, they're screwed. Jake Trbojevic adds so much to that team.
Look, this might upset a few people, but if Tom was fit in this team right now for Manly, Manly would be in the 8 for sure. They would be in there.
Right.
I believe they'd be around 8th, 7th. Manly would be in the 8 right now if they had Tom. But look, Olakau'atu is just proving why he is the best back row in the NRL. He is killing it at the moment, Olakau'atu. What a handful.
Absolutely. 100%.
Anyway, we'll see how Manly go. They are a shot at the 8. Manly are in 11th. They're only 1 point outside the 8 anyway. So this top 8's getting very close. It's absolutely crazy how close it is. It's crazy. But, all right, Nathan. That's going to wrap up the team of the week and the recap, bro. Thanks for coming on as always, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you for having me on as always. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Like, comment, subscribe to Nick's channel. Give the support that he needs at the moment. And before I go, Melbourne Storm fans, I really hope this logo absolutely horseshoes for eternity. Up the Knights. Bugger the Storm. I can't wait to see them go out of the finals this year.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Thank you very much. Thank you to the live chat as well. Have a fantastic Monday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the round 22 preview / tips. I'll be doing that. I'm not sure what time yet. It'll probably be around 6 o'clock, around that sort of time. But anyway, guys, have a fantastic night, and see you guys tomorrow.